Guys, Bob here for Tuesday Night Live. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Tonight, we'll be joined by our featured guest, Trish Parris, with Santa Family Reunion. Now, Santa Family Reunion will be held in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, with early registration starting on Friday at opening for the opening of the convention, March 28th. That's 2025. And the final day being Tuesday, April 1st. It's a 4-day convention, or again, family reunion, as we like to say. This is always one of the premier events in our community that happens biannually. Stay with us. The opening of tonight's show is brought to you by North Pole Cornerstones, a new, unique, 4-day entertaining educational experience. This is Tuesday Night Live. Now let's get started by introducing the guy known as the showstopper. Why? Because he is like a fire-breathing dinosaur or dragon, whichever you want to call it. When he shows up at any event, people stop what they're doing to pay him their full attention. I think it's because they have heard about these peppers he's been growing and eating, and that is why he breathes fire. Either way, watch out for this guy, Spangle.
Hey, remember, folks, we're waiting for that video from Bob where he's breathing fire. Come on now, Bob.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll tell you what, Gatlinburg's so much fun. The convention's a great time. The people there is a good time. And I'll tell you what, Gatlinburg has a lot to do. And who doesn't like walking up and down the strip in Gatlinburg? Come on now. There's some good time. Yeah. And every now and then there's a bear that walks up and down the strip.
Yeah, this is true too. This is true.
Yeah, our last time in Gatlinburg, we had bears outside and everything. That was really cool. And they asked me, I was out there videoing them, and they're like, Spangle, go back inside. And they're like, aren't you scared to be out there? I said, no, I already asked the person next to me if they was a fast runner, and they said no. That's all I need to know.
It gives you the advantage, that's for sure. You know, you can go over to YouTube. There are so many videos of folks that have found bears in that region. Pretty cool stuff, though. You know, I know everybody is kind of, waiting for me to do a video, but boy, I'm putting him off as long as I can. I need to be in the right zone, and I need to be ready for what I'm going to endure. So we're going to get it done. We promise. We just hadn't got there yet. All right, here's a thought. Let's say hello to Angela Mack, everyone's favorite member of our team, my lovely daughter. Be sure and catch us each week on our YouTube channel at Tuesday Night Live Show 1225. Go over there and check out some of our past shows that we've had for the last almost 4 seasons now. And, share it with someone. Share someone who you think might be interested in what our topic for that night was, and let everyone else enjoy all the learning opportunities that our show affords. All right, so the first half of the Tuesday Night Live Show Trivia is brought to you by School of Santa's 2025, hosted by Spangle in picturesque Ozark Mountains, Branson, Missouri, and that is where fun and education meet.
Read about it reporting for TNL Chatterbox News. School of Santa's 2025 will be held July 17th through the 20th in beautiful, picturesque Branson, Missouri, right in the heart of the Ozark Mountains. If you've been before, then you know all about the 4 days of festivities that School of Santa's is best known for. Each year, the host facility, Americ Inn by Wyndham, Branson, and Conference Center, is home to over 100 clauses for the weekend and is centrally located in the middle of everything Branson. If you have never attended SOS, what are you waiting for? You are missing out on one of the Claus community's premier educational opportunities. For more information on price and to ensure your place at the next School of Santas, contact Tanya Lay at Branson Ticket and travel today at 800-432-4202. Again, that's 800-432-4202 and get registered today. I'm Rita Bowdett reporting. Now back over to you guys in the TNL studio.
You know, I think there's a little bit of similarities, some in the towns of Gatlinburg and Branson.
There is. Well, and you got to include Pigeon Forge in there too, because a lot of the attractions that Branson has, Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg has also. So,
yeah,
which is two of my favorite destinations. I got to tell you, man, if you're going to go east of the Rocky Mountains, those are my two favorite places to go besides Navarre Beach, Florida.
There you go. All right. Okay, so let's do this trivia here, okay? And your name goes in the hat for both Cornerstones and School of Santas in Branson. So let's read this out. We need the movie title and the year where every setback is a setup for a comeback. Well, you know, that's a pretty good phrase right there.
I like that one. Yeah, it jumped out at me.
Yeah. You kind of hit you in the face.
You know, and that's what's cool about a lot of the Christmas movies is they have, you know, I mean, you can go find all kinds of quotes from movies. And of course, if you watch them enough, you kind of catch on to some of those quotes and they stick in your mind. But you know, one for me, of course, has always got to be Christmas Vacation, where Cousin Eddie tells the guy at the Las Vegas buffet to, you know, not be stingy with the I don't remember what it was, the spaghetti or the bread pudding, whatever it was, but you know, those kind of things just stick in your mind when you watch them.
Right. Okay. All right. So we'll let them work on that. We'll jump on in here. So if you've ever been to a Santa family reunion, you should make it a point to sign. If you haven't never been to a Santa family reunion, excuse me, you should make it a point to sign up and attend. Tonight's featured guest is one of the co-directors, and she is here to give us the lowdown and let everyone know why the Santa Family Reunion was established, the dates, the location, where to go to sign up, and the things that have made this event a biannual successful. It goes every other year where ISC, IVRBS has theirs, the open one. So let's please give a warm welcome to Trish Parris.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Trish. How are you?
We're doing good.
It's so nice to have you.
Well, thank you for having me here. I've been excited
to be part of it. You have been busy, and you know, with time running short now, folks need to get signed up and you know, make sure that they make this next Santa Family Reunion, because as I told you in the green room, and I think Spangle agrees, it's our fun, you know, one of our funnest events that we go to every other year. We love going to that region, and we love what you guys do with the SFR. So fantastic job. Okay, so let's kind of get started here. You know, when we had Sherry on the show last time, not counting the live coverage that we had back when we interviewed you and her during the 2023 Santa Family Reunion from the Vendors Room, we covered the history of Cindy Lou and Charlie, Deborah Ann, and then how Sherry got involved, and you have been involved from the beginning and stepped up into the position that you have now. My question goes back beyond that, though. Why would you say is the important in having the Santa Family Reunion in Gatlinburg?
Having it in Gatlinburg or just having it?
Just having it in general. We know why Gatlinburg, because it's such a destination.
We have always, since Sherry and I and Deborah Ann worked with Cindy Lou and Charlie, we've always enjoyed the Gatlinburg area, but we've always wanted to make sure we have a gathering that is more family oriented and not competitive or political or anything that puts people against each other to see who's better than anybody else. We want it to be a place where people share, have camaraderie, and more. more of a family atmosphere.
Nice. You know, I think on all this political stuff, maybe we ought to put Spangle, you know, in as president, and put a real clown in office. Hey, what are the dates for the 2025 Santa Fe reunion, and how long does it last?
This one coming up will be technically the 29th of March through April the 1st of 2025. We will have early registration Friday night on the 28th of March, but the actual reunion starts on the 29th. So 4 full days packed from 8 a.m. until sometimes 10 o'clock at night, depending on the day. We have a full schedule and a lot of things packed in there.
Very cool.
Yeah, I always look at that as from can till can't. Because at our age, that's kind of what it is. You know, if you can get up at 8 in the morning and last till 10, you're doing good.
That's right.
So what is the venue location where the Santa Family Reunion is held?
We'll be at the Gatlinburg Convention Center on Historic Nature Trail there in downtown Gatlinburg. It's almost across the street from the Space Needle there in Gatlinburg.
Real close to the fire department, too.
Yes. Across the street from that, too.
Yeah. That way, you know, if Bob decides to eat those peppers there, he can get the fire department there.
They couldn't be traveling with those peppers, I promise you. The hotel couldn't take it.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing that video.
See, I don't know if you've been following us any on this or not, but I grow super hots. Okay, not just the regular peppers. I grow the ones that are over the top, you know. And I made relish out of them. My wife made a bunch of jars of relish out of them, and Bob said he will taste it. Yes.
Okay. He said all I had to do is a nibble, so it's not like I'm going to get too crazy with it. But I first said no like 10 times. My daughter said, "Oh, what the heck, Dad? Let's try it." What have I got myself into?
What do your kids have got yourself into?
Yeah.
Maybe we should do it at the end of the show.
No.
Hey, what are the hours day? I think you kind of went over it, but let's go over it again. What are the hours every day?
Most days we're going to start between 8 and 8:30 in the morning, depending on the classes and what's on the actual schedule. And most evenings will end between 6 and 7, except for Monday night, which we will have our formal banquet and we will have live entertainment afterwards. So that will probably go to 10:30-ish, depending on how much fun we're having.
That's always a deciding factor.
We have a great band. We have a Santa, one of our own. So it's going to be really good. Saddle Tramp, Blake Elledge and his band Saddle Tramp.
Nice.
Blake's a good one to have. Been on some singing competitions, and for those who don't know Blake or has not followed him, well, check him out. He's quite the character. Can anyone register to attend, and where do we find that information?
Any Christmas performer, Santa, Mrs. Claus, elves, adult performers can register to attend. And all of our information that you need to know is on santafamilyreunion.com. It has all the directions on there. It has information about the hotels that are available in the area. Everything you might want to know. Frequently asked questions. Everything is on there.
All right. Well, some of those answers might be there for this. Are there any special requirements to attend?
Not specifically. Mainly be an adult Christmas community performer.
Okay. And how much is the registration this year?
I believe it's $425.
And is there any spots left for vendors? Are there any spots left for vendors?
You know what? We have sold out of all. Yeah, we have sold out of all of our vendor spots, and we have a waiting list now. We have let's see, I made a note of it. Right now we had 78 spots for vendors, and 49 vendors have taken those 78 spots. So we have a huge group of vendors, not just the vendor hall that we've had in the past, but now we have all the hallway outside the vendor area full as well.
Wow.
Great selection of vendors.
It's nice to have that many vendors and see all the different wares. And,
It is.
It is.
We've been trying to feature every Friday. Liz has been posting a feature on a different vendor every Friday on our Facebook page.
Right. Yep. I've seen those. And yeah, it's kind of nice.
Too.
Kind of helps you get to know the vendor a little bit before you get there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it also gives you an idea of what you might have to take to budget your money, what you're going to spend before you get there too.
Yeah, that's the only drawback.
Not really a drawback because, it's a win-win. The vendors do well, and
just bring a case of money.
And the rest of us get to take goodies home. So there's nothing wrong with that.
That's right. We do recommend you bring a spare suitcase.
Yeah, for sure. Or 2 or 3, depending on what you're buying. And with
I was meaning to bring a case of money.
So, Trish, what would you say is the biggest
value?
Well,
that too. Yeah, that would help.
Trish, what would you say is the biggest value in what the reunion offers?
Oh, the biggest value? Santa Family Reunion is just one of these gatherings where so many people get to meet from different areas of the country, different types of Santa portrayals or Mrs. Claus. You get to talk to so many different people. And I think the value in it is the connections that you make. A lot of times, I think that can be one of the biggest values, because I think all of us have been to various conventions and schools and gatherings, and invariably the thing I hear almost every single time is you learn the most from the people that you're talking to, and you're finding out their experiences and how they handle things. And I think that's a huge thing that we do at Santa Family Reunion, is we try to present as many different topics as we can, in as many different variables as we can. And to me, that's a huge value between what you're paying for and you're getting you're getting fed, for one, lots of food, lots of cookies. But I think just the camaraderie and the learning experience from talking to everybody else in all these different areas is a huge value that you get from Santa Fe Reunion.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about there is all the people that I've met, getting to go back and see them again. Yeah, I just love that.
Lifelong friendships that you make, and as she was saying about learning from each other, I think that's always one of the top values of any event, as she said. Kind of why we started this program is to share and educate and let everyone else know what's out there and kind of get to know each other before you actually meet in person. And it makes for, just great friendships, lifelong friendships.
Yeah, I think you're down to about entering the vendor area, Bob.
Yeah, we already covered the other one. Okay, so is there an additional charge to enter and shop the vendors?
If you're not a registered person?
So if you're not a registered attendee, you are more than welcome to come and shop the vendors. The only thing we ask is that you make a donation at the door. And we don't care if you donate a quarter or if you donate $20. All the donations go to the children's home. That is one of our two charities that we donate to from the convention, is the Smoky Mountains Children's Home and Toys for Tots. So that's the only thing that we ask. If you're coming for the day, to just come and shop the vendors. Please come and shop the vendors. Just make a donation at the door.
How large is that vendor space as far as square footage? Do you know?
I do not know that off the top of my head. I just know it's a really big one.
Large room.
It's like this big really by big. This big, Bob.
It's big. A large room, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's big.
So what I'm getting around to is, if you're going to come and you are going to visit the vendor room, allow plenty of time, because there's so many vendors and so much to see that you won't get in there and out in a timely manner. You'll be stuck in there for hours. So.
And you'll probably go around several times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you shop one and you go look here and then you go look there and you say, no. First place I went had a better value. I liked what it looked like better. So it's a shopping experience.
No, yes. You bring an armload from this vendor and you bring an armload from this vendor. You just keep going back for armloads. That's what I do.
That's where that extra suitcase comes in handy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to jump in front of Bob, and then we'll go back to Bob on this one. How many classes, workshops have you guys scheduled at the present time?
Okay, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of something here. We have 37 workshops. Registered attendees will get to choose to attend. That's how many blocks of classes that we have. And I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of some of the subjects that will be covered in those 37 classes. Business, technology, insurance, improv, marketing, home visits, photography, using agents and gig sites, makeup and hair, wardrobe and fashion, historical, working with special needs, American Sign Language, storytelling, mall and parade events, and high performance events.
Wow, if you could take all those classes, you've got to be a good Santa when you're done. Yeah, that sounds like, it all in a nutshell, that, you get all that, put that in your pocket, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, there's something there for everybody.
There's something there for the Santas and the Mrs. Clauses, together or separate, either way.
Right.
So does Santa Fe Reunion and the convention hall have food vendors in that location?
So your registration does include 5 meals, which are lunch buffets, and then the main banquet. And then we have a concession stand that's open inside the convention center. If somebody wants snacks, cookies and milk, hot dogs, hamburgers, chips, fries, things like that. The convention center runs a concession stand for us there.
Yeah, and that's a pretty nice little concession stand, too. It's pretty handy.
Yeah. It is. It's been really nice. People have enjoyed having that.
And, that brings me to something that we didn't talk about, but is the memorial tree going to be there again?
So we have a different version of a memorial this time. It's not a tree. We will be incorporating I guess you could call it a Christmas type of a banner, but it's not really a banner. It's more of a decorative item. It will be across the stage in the auditorium. So it's right there where everybody can see it. And people will be able to come up and write names on paper angels that we have and attach it to the banner.
Cool.
And so that's our memorial type thing that we're going to do this year instead of a tree. Our tree got really loaded last time.
It did.
Unfortunately. But so we just decided to do a little something different and have it right there in the room where we meet for all of our meals and have our big events in there.
I'm sure it's going to get pretty loaded as well.
And be more of a part of the convention.
All right.
Unfortunately, yes. Oh. Oh, wow.
I got me some. Because afterwards it was said, if you want to pick up any, go grab them. And I grabbed a few.
Yep. We try to have something like that each year. Each time. So
for anyone new and has never been to Santa Fe Reunion, can you tell the folks about the surrounding area around the convention center and the lodging and food nearby and things like that?
So there are several local restaurants within walking distance. I will tell you one thing, the parking is a little difficult sometimes. There are some paid parking lots, but we encourage everyone to try to stay at a hotel right there within walking distance. There's probably at least a dozen, only because there you can park and not have to move your car the rest of the time you're there. But there is some paid parking there very close to the convention center, across the street next door. It is on a hill. So if you're going to walk, just make sure that that you give yourself some time to do that. As much as we like for people to go out and see the area, we don't encourage you to stay in Pigeon Forge, only because even though it's only 8 miles away, it can take you an hour to an hour and a half to make it from Pigeon Forge to Gatlinburg because of the traffic. So we highly encourage people to stay local. They're as close to the convention center as you can. And there are several things on our website under lodging. And Liz is also working with us on getting people discounts at some of the hotels. So there is a lot right there close by that you can walk to. You just have to give yourself a little extra time.
We're lucky. We stay at the Gillette right across the street on the very front of the hotel, looking right out at the convention hall.
Yeah, that's a good place. We're across the street.
Right across the street. We did our show from there last year in the front glass window on the 3rd floor. Of course, with our lights and everything, everybody could see us from the street. People hollering and waving, and we had a good time. It was a great time there.
Yeah, I usually get an Airbnb because there's usually several people in my group,
And there are quite a few of those pretty close to the convention center. You might still have to drive a little bit, but you also have the use of the trolley. And if I remember correctly, when I checked a couple of weeks ago, they are not even going to be charging for the use of the trolley. It's basically a free trolley, and it goes all up and down Gatlinburg. But again, if you do the trolley, that's great, but you got to leave yourself extra time to get from point A to point B.
Okay, you talked about the trolley, but is there an airport nearby or any other public transportation?
I think Gatlinburg has a very tiny, small airport, but it's not a commercial airport. So most people will have to fly into, I think it's McGee Tyson in Knoxville.
Yeah, Knoxville.
That would be the closest large airport to fly into. And I don't know that there's very much of a case of having Uber drivers or Lyft that will take you from Knoxville to Gatlinburg. So that would be something we would encourage our folks to contact each other on the Facebook page and try to connect with each other and see who's coming in or flying in and share a rental car.
Yeah.
So that's the only downside to that.
Yeah, I have picked up 1 or 2 people from the airport and helped get them in a time or two.
We already covered my next one, Spangle, so go ahead and jump over.
I had quite an experience in 2023. Have you ever had a bear while in Gatlinburg? I did at our rental house.
We actually had a bear climb in our hot tub.
Wow.
While
Smart
we were
bear.
trying to get in it.
I bet it was Yogi or Boo Boo.
We didn't stick around to ask him what his name was.
Well, I say Yogi.
We have a tendency. There's a small.
Yeah, I would say Yogi because he's smarter than the average bear. Okay, again, for those who have never been, how far away did you say Pigeon Forge is? And is there anything to see or enjoy there?
Oh, there's a ton of things to see in Pigeon Forge. All kinds of theater shows, comedians. You've got Dollywood, of course. There's just a ton of shopping for you ladies. Pigeon Forge is 8 miles from Gatlinburg, but it's 8 miles through the woods and a tunnel, which is, it's a beautiful drive, an absolutely beautiful drive. but it's usually bumper to bumper traffic. So that 8-mile drive will take you an hour, probably from start to finish, to get between the two of them.
And but it's always packed up, that's for sure. I'm sorry.
No, we always go a day or so early, and we stay a day or two after the convention, just so we can go enjoy the local things.
Yes,
that's right. My favorite thing across the street from Dollywood, they have that land coaster that takes you all up the hill and all back behind there and around. I love that thing. It's so much fun.
One of our favorites is Anakeesta, which is right there in Gatlinburg. You can actually walk down to Anakeesta.
Yeah. Who needs to go see a comedian? It's a beautiful
little area up on the mountain, and they have bridges. Yeah. I mean, all kinds of things.
Who needs to go see a comedian when you have Spangle in the house?
That is true. That is very true.
Now, with all that said, there is a couple of 3 Christmas stores there, and the one Christmas place is where Santa Phil Parris works throughout the year. So that's always an attraction for the Santas and Mrs. Clauses. And I'll tell you, they've got some beautiful, beautiful stuff there for sure.
And we do love going to the Christmas place and going across the street and shopping as well. It's really nice.
And if you like go-karts, there's plenty of go-karts.
I like going down the hill and doing that sky bridge.
Yes.
Yes. Glass.
Yes, the glass walkover.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We've had a few friends of ours, another Mrs. Claus, who we had to literally drag her across. She wasn't going to participate.
You know, I've seen some of them in other countries, and not that I went on, but I see videos. And when you put pressure on them, they shoot cracks out through them. And those are pretty intense.
I've seen some of those. I'm not sure I'd want to walk on that if I started to see a crack.
For sure. All right, Trish, I think this is a good place to take our what we call just a little short break here. Grab you a drink. Stay with us. We'll be back on the other side of the Stuff for Santa commercial, followed by the Showstopper special and our second trivia. We'll be right back.
Oh, hello there. Yes, of course, it's me, Santa Claus. Now, you may not believe this, but one of the questions I get asked the most is, well, not how do I do it all in one night? No, but where do I get all my things from? Yes, now, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the finest things I have. My glorious gloves, all my knickknacks and trinkets and things. Yes, all the giveaways. Yes, for me to give to the children before the main event. Yes, if I see them in the streets, if they come and see me, I like to have something in my pocket I can treat them with. Yes, and there's one special place where I can find all these magical goods. And that is, of course, StuffForSanta.com. You should head there now and see what magical gifts you can find. Mrs. Claus, have you got my ice pad? Yes, log me on. I'm going to have a look. I shall see you there. StuffForSanta.com. Merry Christmas.
Now, Spangle's got a real treat for us tonight, guys. This is something that you want to listen up. The Showstopper special is really, really cool, and I love his idea behind it. Go ahead, Spangle.
All right, listen here. We got these new little socks. I mean, these things are just as cute as can be. They got a real puppy little Santa on there. They got little like doggy prints on the bottom. They're just so little. Look at that. They're just as cute as can be. These are going in my bag this year. When I carry my bag going to Santa events, these are going in there. We have Santa Claus and we have reindeer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix mine and do this. But anyways, I think when you get a child that's getting ready to have their first Christmas, let their first Christmas gift come from Santa and give them a pair of these. I think they're cute. We are going to give the winner today, we're going to send them 2 pairs, a pair of reindeer and a pair of Santas. But I honestly believe that all the Santas should carry them. And we're going to send you 4 of these if you want to buy them. $20 for 4 pairs, 2 pairs of reindeer, 2 pairs of Santas. $20, we're going to ship them to you free. And I'm telling you, these are going in my bag this year. These are just as cute as can be. And how cool is it? Mom's just going to love it when their first gift comes from Santa. And like I said, I'm mixing mine. They're going to get 1 and 1. I'm going to, yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's the special today. So anyways, fun stuff. I would buy 8, 12 pairs of them or something like that at $20 for 4 pair. There's a deal. Anyways, this next one, people don't know this. Everybody likes Denny's. It's an American institution. We need to know the title, movie title, and the year. But also, Denny's is where I first became a professional clown, working for Denny's restaurant chain. But so it has a little bit of a message or a little bit of a heart thing with me too.
Real connection.
Connection, yeah. So everybody likes Denny's. It's an American institution. And I remember when I was younger, Denny's, Sambo's, Bob's Big Boy, going in those places at 9 o'clock at night and sitting there at the counter drinking coffee till 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, there were no cell phones. There were no, and that's just what we did. I mean, exciting, you know?
Yep, for sure. All right, guys, y'all work on that. We're going to move on to the second half of tonight's program with our featured guest, Trish Parris with Santa Family Reunion. Over to you, Spangle.
All right. Bob mentioned before the break the things to do in Pigeon Forge. Do you guys encourage folks to make a mini vacation and come in a day or two early, stay a day longer to get to see Gatlinburg? Lots to see, like the Smoky Mountains National Park, the Gatlinburg Museum, walking suspension bridge overlooking the town. What do you think about this?
Yes.
Simply 3 words or letters. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
We do it. We come in a couple of days early. Of course, we're also busy trying to get last minute things set up, but we love staying a couple of days afterwards so we can kind of wind down, go out in town, go to the shops, look at different things around there. And we go up to Anakeesta a lot of times because it's just so beautiful being up at the top of the mountain. There's just a ton of things to do in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge area. So I would encourage anybody to make a little mini vacay out of it. Bring the kids, bring the grandparents. You know, there's things that they can do in town while you're at the convention, and then you can all just hang out together afterwards.
And if you're able, you know, bring your walking shoes, because you get down there on that strip down there at the bottom of the hill. There's a lot to do just walking from shop to shop to shop. There
is. I wanted to see if I could figure out how to get me a little mini escalator to go all the way back up the hill.
And I'm going to throw this out there for folks. This is something to think about, guys. I'm going to throw this out there. This is something to think about. When you go to an educational retreat, that is a tax write-off for professional closet entertainers. If you go 2 days early, you stay 2 days late, they make a mini vacation out of it, you can roll all that in, because if you ask your tax expert, your preparer, they will tell you that you are allowed by the government to have travel days in, travel days out. So you can roll all that in together, keep all your receipts, and turn that in. Of course, you'll let your tax preparer look through them, and then they will decipher if there's anything in there that they shouldn't deduct. But it's a great way to roll a mini vacation into an educational retreat. Okay, we talked earlier about food, but didn't mention the banquet dinner. I mean, we briefly did, but tell folks about that.
Our banquet dinner?
Yes.
So we, like I said before, we provide 4 lunch buffets during the week. And then on Monday night, we will be having a formal banquet dinner, which is, again, a buffet. A huge selection of food. Some of the food also will be gluten-free, or MSG free, they will make a note of that on the table so that you can see what it is. It's just it's a huge amount of food to pick from, I'll be honest. We have a really good time. And of course, we're going to have our live music with Blake Elledge and Saddle Tramp afterwards. So we will have a great time. And during the week for dinner, when you're finished at the convention center, there's a lot of great restaurants out in town that you can walk to that are very close. I think Bubba Gump is literally right on the corner. Several barbecue places. There's a great little pancake house right up the street from the convention center. A lot of places to eat from. We can actually kind of like overdo it sometimes. Is that possible for Santa to overeat?
I don't know. Santa's got a lot of room, you know. Bob, you have no sound.
Oh, okay.
Bob.
And milk and cookies, of course.
Sorry, I was going to say that when we were there last time, we also took a trip one night late up to a steakhouse. I don't remember exactly where it was at, but that was some good eating. Remember, Spangle?
Yes.
It was. There are a couple of great steakhouses up on what they call the Craft Loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's several up there, and we usually make a habit of getting a bunch of people and going up to one of those and just chilling out and really having an enjoyable evening. So, yeah, there's lots of great places to try. And then Peach Forge as well. So
if you go out the front of the convention center and cross the street where the Gillette is and go up the hill to the right, there's that breakfast spot down there. It's a large menu. They have some fantastic pancakes and eggs and things there too.
The Log Cabin Pancake House.
There you go.
We are frequent visitors.
Well, you know,
you find what works, you stick with it.
Well, you know, the Clauses got to like pancakes. They're shaped like a cookie, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we know that you and Sherry have added a couple of our closest friends to assist you both. Tell us the roles that Liz and Mel, Santa Mel, as some know her, have taken on as your assistants.
Well, Santa Mel will be assisting Sherry with the financial part of it. We have all decided as a group that we need to branch out a little bit and make sure that that we have backups for us. I mean, we all know that, you know, things happen. So Mel is going to take on that role working with Sherry, and Debbie and Rich Donati are going to be shadowing me so that they can learn all the little ins and outs of all the crazy things that I do. And Liz was brought on, and she has been an absolute lifesaver for us because she has taken on a lot of the marketing, the website. She redesigned the website for us, which is fantastic. She has just really stepped up and has just been amazing working with us. And we already had a great team in place. We just wanted to tweak it a little bit, add a couple more people. We have Paul and Kathy Davis from Richmond. Been with us as long as I've been with all the conventions. They've been right there beside me, and they've been handling all the special events. Cliff Snyder does the Keeping Christ in Christmas event that a lot of people look forward to. And Joan and John Water have been with us for years and take care of the decorations. I mean, we've just got a good experience behind there. So Sherry and I are just super grateful for the new people that have stepped up and for the people who've stayed by us the whole time. It's just been awesome. We've got an awesome team. One
of my Santas, of the many Santas that are behind me, one of them reminds me of Cliff Snyder a lot. For some reason.
Never know. He models for so many things. He's got his, place on popcorns, puzzles.
Oh, my word. That does. Have you shown that to Cliff?
I don't think I have, but it's even got a cross too.
Oh my goodness. You need to show that to him.
Also kind of favors Leon McBride.
Yeah.
Okay, I know the answer to this, but folks who tune in tonight may not know, but is the convention hall handicap friendly? And is there scooters available in Gatlinburg to rent or have?
So, yes, the Gatlinburg Convention Center is very, very friendly when it comes to disability, scooters and things like that. And I did check on this Wheelchair and Scooter Rentals of Tennessee. They're located in Knoxville, but they said that they will deliver, free delivery to wherever you need to be. And depending on what type of scooter, I think it averaged between $85 to $125
I'm in.
a day for a motorized scooter. That's the closest place that I found for that type of. It was actually in.
Now, weren't you
but
looking
they
for
said that they
some
do
kind of
service
escalator
Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg and Sevierville.
Weren't you looking for some kind of escalator to get you back up?
I'm sorry.
Weren't you looking for some way to?
Oh yeah, yeah, but I wanted to put it on the sidewalk on the town so I can get from one end of the street to the other.
Right. Well, I thought maybe the scooter might be it. Just ride it down, leave it there, do all your
things. Well, I figured if they put an escalator, we can all use it.
There you go. Okay. Okay.
She's a step ahead of you, Spangle.
But yes, the convention center, the convention center is wonderful. The convention center is wonderful. It's wide open hallways, lots of room to move around. So it's very, very friendly for that.
Yeah, well, and because of the Disability Act, most everywhere in public spaces are now, becoming handicap friendly. So, all right, Trish, is there a dress code in general or specifically for the banquet dinner? And how's the weather that time of year?
End of March, it might still be a little nippy. We have had snow in Gatlinburg at the end of March. So I would kind of come prepared for either way. As far as the attire to wear, casual, obviously red. Casual clothes for the entire convention. The formal banquet. The only thing we would suggest not to do is don't wear your full Santa gear. We really don't want anybody bumping into you and spilling food on a beautiful Santa suit. So some of the guys will be in like red jackets and dress pants, and some of them will just be in jeans and shorts and a polo shirt. Or wear whatever you want. The whole point is for all of us to get together and have a good time.
Hey, as long as they're not wearing their bathing suit, they're all right.
Exactly. No bathing suit. And ladies, if y'all want to dress up, that's awesome too, because we always love seeing them dress up. So
just remember, guys, too, it's just like anywhere else that is a destination city. There are lots of tourists there that time of year. If you go out on the streets, be prepared. You will get stopped and asked for photos, and folks will want to talk to you. So, but I think most guys are used to that. So,
yeah, make sure you got some of Spangle's coins in your pocket.
We've been going to Gatlinburg long enough now that there are people who come and visit Gatlinburg because the Santas are in town.
Exactly.
So,
and I think that goes back to the parade that you guys used to have.
Yes.
The folks started coming because they enjoyed that so much, and has always been a draw.
All right. So summarizing, what would you say makes Santa Family Reunion the special place?
The camaraderie.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think that's what it's all about. It's just everybody putting aside all their personal agenda or whatever, and just coming together for a common goal, and that's to keep the spirit of Christmas alive in hearts young and old. And I think the camaraderie there is just some of the best. I'm prejudiced, of course, but
on that factor, anyways. All right. Hey, this might be a good time. Let's go to our viewers and see if they have any questions, comments, or cover some of our starred comments here.
Let's see. Do we have anything?
Let me unmute here. I know there was quite a few that we've already covered as they were coming up. I was noticing that they were part of what we were going to be talking about. For instance, John White mentioned the trolley was easy to use when we talked about transportation. We talked about the Sky Bridge. Elizabeth mentioned that the Gillette is sold out. That's the hotel across the street that I mentioned.
Yes,
and someone had asked if there was any damage in the Gatlinburg area from the storms, and Elizabeth answered as she's been answering most of these questions for us.
Yeah.
There was no damage in Gatlinburg.
I think they still are getting over a little
bit. We all
bit
look great, sound great. Jenny Lynn Claus joining us. She wanted to know what are your favorite restaurants, so we kind of covered that too as we spoke. Now here's one that we did not talk about that Elizabeth brings up, and Liz knows where the ice cream places are. The Mason Jar ice cream place across from the convention center is a great place to go. So
it is. And they do have a Baskin Robbins at the bottom of the hill as well.
Yes, it's true. But you can get them anywhere. You know, when I travel, I like to go to places that I don't have here at home, or that I can't just find at, any town along the route. I like to go to the unique places. So,
and our friend Santa Mel, she wrote that Sherry, Trish, and Liz are the best team ever.
Oh.
Liz mentions that there are wonderful restaurants.
We try to. There are a lot of shops, and if you've never been to Gatlinburg, some of them you have to actually look for because they're in little alleyways. As you're walking down the sidewalk, if you look off to if you're going downtown towards the bottom of the hill on the sidewalk, and you look off to the right, you'll see little alleys that go back in there, and they're full of all these great little mom and pop shops. So don't just stick to the main drag in Gatlinburg. Get off on the side streets and get in those little nooks and crannies, because there's some great little stores back in there.
Yeah, and even down there to the left when you go out of the convention center as it goes, where the road splits and heads off towards the steakhouses, there's multi-levels there in a lot of those buildings. So don't just look at street level, because there's other things on the second level and above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you will see the typical tourist type things there, but you will also find some great little handcrafted items if you just look.
Always makes good Christmas gifts and good souvenirs.
Yes.
All right. Hey, let's say thank you to our newest contributor that helps us out with this platform to pay the bills. Let's give him a thank you right now.
That's right. Let's go ahead and run that for him real quick.
There was one more comment if you want to.
Okay, we'll catch it on the other side.
Okay. Let me pull it up.
All right, so there was one other comment here real quick coming from Ken Kringle. He's, of course, watching on YouTube tonight like he always does. I've only been to one school, albeit 4 times. Being part of the TNL family and having Facebook friends all over, I'm excited to come next year and meet everyone that I interact with finally in person. Uh-oh, I don't know where Spangle went.
He went.
Yep, he fell out, didn't he? He'll log in and come back in.
Well, he came back on, but
Bob,
Go ahead, Trish.
I'll mention one quick thing. We are down to getting close to where we may sell out within the next 60 days. We're 170 days away from the convention. So if you're interested, you want to get signed up as soon as possible. And believe it or not, almost half, Liz, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're almost 50% new people have signed up that have never been to Santa Fe Reunion before.
That's good. And you know what?
But we are getting close to our cutoff numbers.
Those folks are in for a real treat that have not been. Again, not only is it one of the premier events that is held in the red suit community biannually, of course. Some people wished it was annually, but you guys do share time every other year with the ISE. And Liz says that you're 75% sold out, and that Spangle's not only a clown and a jokester, but he does a heck of a disappearing act.
Yes. Everything just started spinning on my thing. Maybe I was spinning in my chair too much. I don't know. It just decided it didn't want me on there no more.
Too many hot peppers.
See, I knew Liz would correct me. 75% sold out, 48% new attendees.
But that is so good, and that was a great point. I'm glad you mentioned about the sellout coming up because that was something that I was going to mention and I did not write in, but it was a good point. I'm glad you did because, guys, let me tell you, I know a lot of folks. I don't mean to sound harsh, but this is so true. Folks in the red suit community are really procrastinators when it comes to signing things and paying for things and making their mind up on what they're going to do next. And because there's so many choices, we're very fortunate that we have such the community with all the vendors, all the different choices, all the different learning opportunities and things that we do have. And, some depend on their earnings each year. And that's something at North Pole Cornerstones that we look at is us rolling out first of the year as we do at the end of January, 1st of February. A lot of folks are last minute signers signing up for that because they're waiting to get their earnings in from the Christmas season. So you can't wait on this one, guys. She just told you it's almost sold out. So if you're going to go, get your money in and make sure you go because you're not going to find a better time in our community than the Santa Family Reunion. All right. I think at this point, let's go ahead. Stay with us, Trish. Don't go anywhere. I think we're going to go ahead and jump in here. Let's do our trivia answers for the night.
How about Spangle stay with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the bot that did it. The bot got mad a while ago because Steve put all caps in. Angie had to go in and fix it. That bot is not anything that we're doing. It was just an app that we added to try to add a little bit of fun to the comment section to our chat. And Steve put in a comment in all caps, and the bot told him not to do that. So anyway, sorry, Steve. She got it fixed. It won't do that to you again. All right. So revealing tonight's trivia answers, the schoolofsantas.com for your name in the hat for the drawing for School of Santas, which will be held 6 weeks prior to the event next year, 2025. With your dates are July 17th. Is that correct? 18th, 19th, and 20th of 2025. And your name goes in the hat also for the drawing for North Pole Cornerstones, which we will be having our drawing name out of the hat, our last show, which is November 5th, coming up soon, 3 weeks from now. And the question or the actual quote was, every setback is a setup for a comeback. That was from the Best Man Holiday, and that came out in 2013. Our winner?
Santa Chris.
Santa Chris gets that one. Boy, Chris is hot the last couple of weeks. Fantastic, Chris. Good job, man. Now for stuffforsanta.com for a pair of those booties that Spangle showed. 2 pair of those booties. It is Everybody Likes Denny's, including Spangle. It's an American institution as well as Spangle. The Santa Claus from 1994, our winner.
Tanya Hampson.
Tanya Hampson gets that one. How about that? Hey, and you know what? She can probably use those.
They might fit her.
Just kidding, Tanya. Just kidding. All right, let's go ahead and start closing the show out here. We're starting to work on our 4th annual Halloween costume show. Please contact me or Angela if you're going to participate and what character you will be coming as. We have a deadline set on it. What was our deadline, Angie, the week before?
October 22nd.
October 22nd is our deadline to get your name in to participate in that. There will be some great prizes given away for different categories. Thanks to stuffforsanta.com. And so.
Oh, wait, I'm giving prizes?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm speaking up. You're giving away. Hey, no, I ain't gonna go there again. I did that with you with Trish a while ago. This this has been one of our funnest shows though over the past 3 seasons. We really enjoy the contest, different characters that folks come up with, and hey, Santa Mel won the first year with a sugar skull. She said it took her an hour and 40 something minutes or so to put the makeup on and 16 seconds to take it off, I think. But anyway. So anyway, more contestants, the merrier, the more fun we're going to have. We've had quite a few that's already signed up. But get your name in if you're going to do that. Over to you, Spangle.
Hey, okay. Well, over to me. You're supposed to ask me closing thoughts.
Well, I thought you was going to tell them what you was going to give away.
Well, I don't even know that yet. But we're going to have something. For sure.
All right. So what's your closing thoughts, Spangle?
That I am looking forward to the Gatlinburg. I've got to get a check sent to you guys for the scholarship. And it's just a good time in Gatlinburg. We just have fun. We go out and see these different things.
Absolutely.
And
Trish?
we thank you very much for that scholarship, Spangle. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That's one thing you can say about Spangle. There's a lot of things you can say about Spangle, but one thing you can say about Spangle for sure is he definitely supports the community because the community supports him.
That's right.
And we love that about you. All right, Trish, thank you so much for coming on and being our featured guest tonight. Great show. I think everybody learned a lot. For those who have not been to Gatlinburg again, get in there, get your registration done, and come have fun with the rest of us. I cannot stress how much fun, how much you will learn, how many lifelong friends you will make, and how broke you will be when you go home after you visit Spangle's booth.
Hey, join us next week for our next TNL episode. Remember, guys, it's 7 p.m. Central. It is 8 p.m. Eastern. We don't have to say remember, ladies, because you all remember that stuff. The guys need a little help.
That's true. We're the forgetful ones for sure.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday night, by the way, our guest will be the ladies from Cherry Hill Programs, and they will be on Talking Shop. They still have chair jobs available, part-time and full-time. So let's see if we get some of those chairs filled and make you guys some money for Christmas.
Thank y'all for having me.
Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We're still getting there.
Yeah, don't miss the season finale for the Monday show with Bob and Randall and Mike. Mondays at 3 p.m. Central.
Right.
Join Santa Mel on Thursday.
Joined us.
And join Santa Mel on Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Santa's Magical Fellowship, another one of the TNL groups.
That's true. And, she has a 2-hour special coming up this week. She has a cultural and language, Hispanic cultural and language program coming on where you learn phrases, greetings, and learn how to communicate in Spanish. How cool is that?
See?
All right, tune up. Tune in, kick up your heels, join in the fun, all powered by TNL Network Productions, as Spangle says. Big thank you to schoolofsantas.com, stuffforsanta.com, holidayphotomagic.com, thermapparel.com, northpolecornerstones.com, santanana.com, nationwidesantas.com, and, of course, Santa Mel's Santa Magical Fellowship Group. Tell her everyone, good night, Spangle.
Good night, Spangle.
All right, remember to join us for our next Tuesday Night Live each week, 7 p.m. Central, same claws time, same claws channel. We got 4 shows left and the season's over. We all go to work. Count your blessings, not your sorrows. May your troubles be small and your blessings be large. Have a blessed week. On behalf of the whole TNL production crew, I'm Santa Bob McMaster saying good night. Never stop learning. Get yourself to Gatlinburg. Good night, all.